Jürgen, that was billed as a really tough test for your team today. You must be delighted that your side made the victory look relatively simple.
I am, but I didn't see the simple stuff. I saw a super hard-working, super committed unit in red shirts, and we made life really uncomfortable for Aston Villa. What you have to do, because of the quality they have, they are really good. The boys not only listened in the meetings, the boys executed brilliantly. And even in a game like this, where it looks that good, you are in the game. What's then really pleasing that we scored 2 goals. One is an own goal, and the other 2 goals are from the set pieces. So that's how football is. You need to be strong in all departments, and that's what is really pleasing. Because on other days we will score goals. I know that with the quality we have there, but we need to be 100% in the set piece moments as well, and that's really cool. Yeah. It was a hot afternoon in Liverpool, and it was not always easy to play here today. Obviously, because like on the grass, because the grass got drier and drier and drier, and in possession it is not helpful. But we really control the game in a really good way. Super performances, individual performances, and that bring it together, and it makes it a top team performance.
Is it particularly pleasing because of all the changes that have happened recently, and obviously today there's a change at the back, and the new boys bedding in midfield?
Yeah. Everybody showed up. I think it's obvious. Joe Gomez played a fantastic game today. Fantastic. And Joel Matip, probably the most difficult job in the whole stadium, because Ollie Watkins was waiting for the balls in behind, and being there and around and these kind of things, that's really not easy. But you can help him by denying the passes towards him. That's what we did with all the other players. I loved the defending until we were 2-0 up. After that, we settled there a little bit, but second half we were there again and then controlled the game, scored a 3rd goal, and it was really, top game. It was the best for a while, to be honest.
What about Trent? Because a lot of Liverpool fans loved watching him pinging the ball around today, but obviously went off with that injury. How does that look?
Yeah, not great. So it's a hamstring. That way he felt it, and we have to wait for further assessment. But he thought it's not massive, but he's not experienced in it. He doesn't have a lot of hamstrings, at least I cannot remember. So that means we'll have to wait.
And just finally, I want to touch on your goal scorers, because the first from Dominic Szoboszlai, a stunning finish for his first for Liverpool, and of course with all the noise this week, maybe inevitably with his ability as well, that Mo Salah would have a say in proceedings today.
He played a top game. Mo had to work super hard, and he did. And I never had and don't have now doubt about his future, his commitment to this club, and so that's anything else. Believe me, you cannot imagine how much fuss the whole world makes and how calm we are with it, because it's how it is. He's our player, he wants to play here, and that's it.
For Liverpool in a win here at Anfield as well, how good does that feel?
No, it feels always good to win, even away, but at home against I don't know exactly how many people. It's gonna be even more if they finish. Yeah, I'm really happy to score my first goal and hope it's even more coming.
It was a very quick start from your side. You were 2-0 up very quickly, 1-0 up even quicker, of course, with your goal. It could have even been more. Why do you think you were able to start so well today? What was the key to that?
Well, it's always different, as you said. Against the first home game, we started not so well. Even against Newcastle, we didn't start well. So the first thing was when we came out from the meeting, and also in the meeting, like, we should start well now and finish with 10 men. This is the most important. And yeah, we did quite okay, quick 2-0, and then came out good in the second half, scored a quick goal also. So yeah, we take these 3 points, go to the national team. Hopefully everybody stay healthy and then come back.
How are you finding your adaptation to this midfield with Liverpool? You've got Trent Alexander-Arnold stepping in, you've got a new partnership with Alexis McAllister, different players in there. Is it improving game to game for you?
Yeah, I said it after the second game or the third game, that of course we need time. We don't know each other yet so well, but as you said, with the game's gonna come everything, and yeah, we're gonna be even better and better.
A goal for Mohamed Salah today as well. How relieved, pleased are the squad that he is still a Liverpool player after all the talk?
Yeah, you know, it's football, everybody is talking about everything, but we are really happy that he stayed. We were at least not speaking, of course, speaking between each other, but like he wants to stay, he wants to be here, he wants to be with us, and he stayed, and we are really happy. Great player, great person. We need some guys in the team like him, so we are happy.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
How do you sum up the performance and the result here today at Anfield?
Good afternoon. Very bad result. And the key was the first half and some circumstances like Diego Carlos injured. We considered very quick their goal, but was a very good goal of Szoboszlai. And then we reacted. We had chances because the first half we had 4 very good chances to score. We were in clinical, and they were clinical with another 4 chances and scoring 2 goals. And the second half we started as well, taking good position on the pitch and really getting some chances to score. And we didn't score, and we weren't clinical, and when they had another 2 or 3 chances, they scored, and with the third goal it was completely difficult to came back in the result, but we tried to be consistent in our game plan and try to continue working, because today to lose, okay, is not in our first idea, but we have to continue and keep being consistent like we were. Of course, we lost 2 matches in Newcastle and against Liverpool, and we want to try to be close of them, but we didn't do in Newcastle and we didn't do today. But we are going to play the second half of the Premier League playing against them at home, and we are going to try if we can reduce the distance now they talk against us.
Is the injury to Diego Carlos anything serious that Villa fans should worry about too much, with problems in that area?
I don't know.
In terms of the substitution, when you took him off, you put on Leon Bailey, which was an attacking change, obviously. Obviously, later on we saw Leon come off. Was there any issue with that? Was that a tactical decision just to change things around from you?
At the beginning, we decided with Cash to play, trying to get wide and to be high as a winger. When was coming danger, I decided again to try to play lower with Cash and with Leon Bailey. He played 45 minutes more or less. He was playing on Thursday 90 minutes, and I decided that then as well try to do another subst, trying to be consistent as well in 90 minutes, and we couldn't win. Try to be in our game plan, being consistent in 90 minutes, and that is the idea when I decided some change.
Let's start, shall we? I mean, that was a good goal from him. But let's start by looking at Alexander-Arnold, shall we? Because at the end of last season, start of this season, lots of talk about the hybrid role and how he's playing it. You thought today, actually, you saw a tweak in that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the game, he ended up playing as a centre-back. And it's almost like they've tried to find a balance in the team that they can almost protect themselves defensively as well. But today he played as almost like a quarterback. It was brilliant to watch because we know the capability of him, his passing ability. But if you just keep your eye on him at the top of the picture and Joel Matip, they just change positions. Joel Matip goes out as a right back. Trent Alexander-Arnold wanders into a centre-back position, almost like that quarterback, as I say. But what we've seen often from him in the past is that he would now be in a midfield position advanced. He'd have players in and around him. It'd become very sort of congestive for him. But when he's on the ball, he's calm, he's composed, he waits for the right opportunity. But look at Diaz at the bottom of the picture. He knows Trent's on the ball. Look at that for a pass. Eye of a needle between 2 players. Just changes the dynamic of the attack straight away. And that's what he's capable of. Again, just probing, making sure that it's not the killer pass straight away, drawing players out of possessions, and then when he gets to that opportunity, bang, straight away, in behind. And that is a great run from Mohamed Salah, but it's also a magnificent pass from him. It was a masterclass in passing from Trent Alexander-Arnold today. That ability to pick passes, forward saying, I can make that run because I know Trent's going to be on the ball and he's capable of it. Keep your eye on this. Pass of the game. Look at that ball, the flight of it, the ability that he's got. And this, so unfortunate not to be finished off with a goal. It deserved a goal. And then when he steps inside, he's got the ability to take players on as well. Now you've got asking the defenders questions. They're backing off because they're worried about that slide ball. Fractions off scoring a screamer.
Is he doing that? Is he doing that just to give himself more space then? Is that why?
Yeah, and I think obviously as well, Aston Villa dropped off. But I think from my point of view, I've looked at it and thought there's always gaps between Joel Matip if he's playing and Van Dijk or Joe Gomez and Van Dijk, that between the full-back and the centre-back, when he goes in midfield, this makes them more solid and more, well, it doesn't make them susceptible to the counter-attack. It stops that from happening.
There's quite an exciting freshness about them, isn't there?
Yeah, I think Liverpool fans should be really excited. I think that whole kind of like transitional process is kind of getting to the adult phase now. You know, they've brought in a group of players that Jurgen Klopp is obviously going to work with, but it's starting to gel. I think defensively they've still got a few things that they've got to sort out, but from an attacking point of view, you're looking at them and you're going, this is it's starting to happen, so it's really exciting times, yeah.
You know, Emery talked about the defensive issues that Villa had, and when you talk about defensively, that can mean all areas of the pitch, actually, can't it?
Yeah, it can do, yeah, and I think, though, their game plan defensively today was quite worrying, I thought, Aston Villa's. I think there's a couple of things we'll get onto in a minute, but first and foremost, like mistakes like these and inviting pressure at Anfield is, you know, you're asking for trouble when you start playing like this. You've got to be much more incisive to give away the corner. And Szoboszlai steps onto this 1-0, so you're already up against it. Now, you talk about game plans, right? There's certain things in football that will never change, right? And if you're going to play the high line, you set up 4-4-2. If you're going to play the high line, you have to have pressure on the ball. It's just, that's set in stone in football, because otherwise you have players like Trent, who are, you know, he's one of the best passers in the league. You know, him and Kevin De Bruyne, let's be honest, are the two best passers in the league. With this kind of time on the ball, without any pressure that Watkins should be putting on him right now, Luka Dean's just a sitting duck. You know, Salah's just sat there going, I've got all this space to run into, and I've got the best passer of the ball in the league. Just land it in there when you're ready, Trent, and I'll get on the end of it. Then on the other side of the coin, when they do press high up the pitch, it's like they're forcing the ball to the best pass of the ball in the pitch. You're supposed to keep get Matip on the ball or someone like that, but it's like, okay, give it to the best, you know, the most talented individual who could whip it down the line if he wants to. On that occasion, Salah didn't make the run. Nunez came short. Szoboszlai pops one over the top. It's all just too easy, and it's too easy because Villa are playing a high line, and Liverpool are just picking just when they want to play the ball over the top, and this is how simple it is. I mean, he could not have believed his luck, Trent. He must have just looked there and gone, hang on a minute, you're really going to give me
not coordinated,
this kind of time?
It's just not coordinated.
You have to pressurise him, otherwise he'll dictate a game. And then just to rub a little bit of salt in the wound for Luka Dean's already tough day with the lack of support that he had. You know, he loses his man, and that's the fourth goal, and Unai Emery's got some work to do.
Well, bearing in mind that Aston Villa have had a good start to the season, and Liverpool having won at Newcastle in the manner they did, but without both first-choice centre-backs, how impressed were you with Liverpool today?
I thought they made really light work of Aston Villa. I expected that to be much stickier than what they made it. I thought the way they approached the game, the way they finished their chances, some of them, Darwin Núñez, maybe not so much, but all action and easy win for them.
I think they can beat most teams. I think they're back to their near best. I just think Man City have got even better. For sure, they're going to be in the Champions League spots this year. I think if you're Man City and Pep Guardiola, you're looking over your shoulder at Liverpool this year and Arsenal. I think they're on par. I really do. And we'll talk about Tottenham, but they're getting closer. Improved massively. But I just felt they were sitting ducks for them today. I really did. It's high line what they use. You know, they got beat easily at Newcastle early in the season. They play that high line. When you've got pace in behind, like Mo Salah and Núñez, they want to run behind. You've got guile in your midfield area. Szoboszlai has been outstanding. Trent Alexander-Arnold stepping in there and his range of passing. If you can time your runs, you'll get in behind this Aston Villa side. I like what he's doing, Unai Emery. I think he's been absolutely outstanding, but he will not change. You know, even though teams have pace, he wants them to defend up there. He wants his midfield to get closer to the strikers, to give them an attacking threat. When you go places with better players than you, which Liverpool had, you'll come unstuck because Liverpool play well today.
Yeah. Tim mentioned Szoboszlai, who got the first goal. And of course, as part of a completely revamped Liverpool midfield, as well as we've, you know, the old guard, if we can call it that, which served them so well, have gone. Yeah. As players like this, and obviously McAllister, Endo's come in as well. And they, you know, made additions later on in the window as well. I mean, he's going to be really interesting, isn't he, Gravenberch, if he gets a chance. How about Szoboszlai, this midfielder?
I think this guy is the real deal. I think he's got good legs, good speed, good engine, really quality play. When he gets on the ball, he's very cultured, and when you can hit balls like that on the edge of the area, he is one that's really special, and I think he'll take Liverpool forward.
Peter Schmeichel thought that maybe Martinez was his view was being obscured by Salah, who was in an offside position.
Possibly. I don't think he saves it anyway. I think he strikes it so well with his left foot. I think Mo's right in front of him. I think he still see. I mean, you see there Martinez is looking to the side. I still think he thinks he has a good view of it. Like when he strikes this ball, there it's come to the right shoulder of Mo, so he has a good view of it. He won't save it anyway. It's already past him before he even sees it.
I think the main thing is that he hasn't had to move his feet, has he? Yeah. He can see the ball. Yeah, he's lean, but he's still got his foot position. So I think it'll be a bit of a stretch. To
wonderful strike. Szoboszlai is a player. I always judge players on if I want to play against them. No chance. I don't want to play against this kid.
Start for Darwin Núñez after his 2 goals last week. If Jurgen Klopp is a man who likes playing heavy metal football, this is a heavy metal centre forward, isn't he? He doesn't do anything quietly or tiptoe about it. It's full throttle. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it looks a bit, I don't want to say clumsy, but sometimes you just want him to maybe just calm down and go ice cool in the veins, don't you?
It's all action. Yeah. That's what it is. And everything's 100 mile an hour. Yeah. But you know what? He's got something. He makes things happen for me. He just needs to settle down in those moments in front of goal. I mean, we see his blistering pace. He's always going to be a constant threat behind, especially like Tim says, when you play a high line. And I don't think that finish was too bad. This is the one I've been really disappointed with. He seems to go with his head, with his foot, and great movement to lose the defender. Absolutely brilliant, top-class movement. But he's got to finish that.
Yeah. And here's the assist as well. So
he's a player, Mark, for me, who needs love of his manager. Because there's going to be times, especially when you play for Liverpool and they've got a lot of options, where you're going to think, I'm going to leave him out. Can't keep missing chances like that. This boy's never going to be prolific, but he's going to be good enough to score your goals.
It feels like he might be a streaky scorer as well.
Absolutely. And I just think he needs an arm around him. And I think Jurgen's the top man to be able to do that. He's given me settling in season. And now he's saying to him, go on then, that's all you can do.
You explained at half-time that was the contentious one.
Well, that's going to be a little bit of a debate about this, because is Mo Salah, is he blocking the view of the goalkeeper? Yes, absolutely yes. I think so. I think not from this angle here, but we see he's offside for sure. But when we go into the next angle of we can see that if Martinez is in the right position, well, actually it wasn't this one, he would have given himself a chance to save this ball. It actually looks like it's completely out of reach from here. But because Salah is where he was, he had to sort of go to the right and have a look at the shot. And by doing that, he opened up the left-hand side. Ideally, he would have had a clear view, which meant that, first of all, he could have been in the right position. We see it here. If he can get yourself there, that's his right position. Now he's got to move there to see the ball. Now, if he is in the right position, he can also attack the ball. And that means taking a step or two forward. In doing so, you cut down the angle. And that gives him a chance to at least go for the ball. It looks, of course, out of reach. And we heard by Dermot Gallagher at halftime that they've judged it, that he wouldn't have had a chance anyway. And all sorts of strange things, Fact of the matter is, for me, it's offside. And I think I think they need to be do something about it.
I think
it's not fair.
Righty agrees. Trent Alexander-Arnold, first day captaining Liverpool.
Yeah,
he pulled some strings where.
Well, he did pull strings, and when you look at this situation, it's this kind of situation that I'm sure Liverpool would have seen. Looking at Villa's high line and what they're going to do. We'd love to have seen Darwin Núñez score that one. But look at that space. That is probably, if you're going to be Unai Emery, you're going to say, if this situation happens, get closer to him, because the line we're going to have is high. You can see the 3 Liverpool players; they're already in their blocks, ready to go, and bam! Before you know it, simply because of those margins, Trent Alexander having that much time with space for players to run into, it's 2-0. And for me, the game was over.
Yeah. No, there's only been one player at the front of everyone's lips this week, as far as Liverpool supporters are concerned, Mo Salah. That was off the pitch, but on it, he scored again against Villa. He's got 11 in 11 now at Anfield.
Yeah, I mean, his consistency is unbelievable, and people can have a view on him as a player. Obviously, he's one of the world's best. But in terms of his output, his goals, the numbers that he continues to post year on year, it's quite phenomenal. And yes, people can say, oh, if it's 200 million, I'd sell him and things like that. And I hear it, I hear the argument. But where do you find somebody that plays every single game, never, ever gets injured, is a model pro, scores all the time, big goals, has been there for, to win all the biggest trophies? I get it, I hear it. If someone's going to pay stupid money, then every single person on this planet has got a price. But you won't be able to get another Mo Salah.
Yeah,
He's a
what
one-off.
if he wants to go, Mike?
Well, then it's a different matter. It is a different matter. And he might want to do that, righty. I mean,
he's done everything there.
Absolutely.
So Liverpool lead Aston Villa by 2-0 in a very eventful first half at Anfield. Right, let's get into goal number one, because there is plenty to discuss in this. First of all, let's talk about Liverpool and Dominic Szoboszlai, the fourth Hungarian to score in the Premier League. He's off and running.
Yeah, beautiful strike. It was an outswinging corner. I don't think this was intended for him, but the ball just bounces outside the box and he strikes it absolutely beautifully. I just will add, though, plant a little seed. Mo Salah, just on the edge of the 6-yard box there. He's in an offside position, which I'm sure we'll come on to shortly, Steve.
Yes, and Aston Villa at Anfield, at the end of the first half, the coaching staff have complained about this goal standing, because they feel that Emi Martinez's line of vision was...
Well, you can see it
well,
here.
if you'll see very clearly, his view is hampered. When you face a shot like that as a goalkeeper, two things you want to be is, first of all, you want to be in the right line to give yourself a chance. You also want to attack the ball. That means you want to move forward. But Mo Salah is right in his line of view, and in order to see the ball, he actually has to go to the other side of where the ball ends up to see him hit the ball, right? So he opens up that side of the goal, and I really honestly don't understand why it's not interfering.
Okay, so Darren England in VAR has had a look at it and said no. Now, I need to bring it up to date with the IFAB current law, which, as we know, do change from season on season in. This is the current season. A player in an offside position at the moment the ball is played or touched by a teammate is only penalised on becoming involved in active play by interfering with an opponent, by preventing an opponent from playing or being able to play the ball, by clearly obstructing the opponent's line of vision.
Yeah, and what we saw is Mo Salah is obstructing Emi Martinez's line of vision. So it seems to me that Howard Webb's probably going to have to make another phone call this week at some stage, because that is offside and that is interfering with Emi Martinez. So I don't understand anymore what's going on with it.
Dermot Gallagher, let's bring you into the conversation. Darren England in VAR has had a look at it. Why does that goal still stand?
Because that's the practice they've been working to this season, Steve, is can the goalkeeper see the shot? Yes, I think he can. Does Salah move towards the ball, or is he close to the ball? No. They feel the shot's going into the far corner and the keeper can't save the shot. This is the tactic they've used all season to interpret that law. It was evident early in the season at Wolves. We saw Wolves and Brighton. Estupiñán scored. Welbeck was in offside position. Same thing happened. Goal given. And
I'm sorry, Dermot, that's not the same. That was a different situation. This is a very clear case of the goalkeeper not being able to see the ball. I mean, you talk about practice. We've just read the wording of the law to you as well and to the viewers, and it's very clear. You know, he's obstructed in his views. So how can referees and VAR referees, how can they then talk about practice rather than what the wording of the law is?
Well, it's how you interpret the law, isn't it? It's what they work to. The law says he has to impact the outcome of that decision, and it's felt that he has no impact, Salah, at that point. He's not close enough to the ball. He's far enough away from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has plenty of time to react, and the ball's so far away from him, he's not going to save it.
Dermot, can I mean, no disrespect to referees, but no referees, as far as I know, has ever been in goal. Let me tell you that has a direct impact on what the goalkeeper does. We've seen it today. Now, we also saw it a couple of times yesterday. In order to see the ball, Martinez has to go to the right-hand side of Mo Salah. The shot ends up in the other side of the goal. And we see from one of the angles that we've seen earlier on that if he gets the opportunity to come a little bit forward here, it's actually not the angle that we're seeing now, it gives him a chance to close down the angle and save the goal. So how can somebody sat in front of a TV screen at the VAR room say that that is not enough for him to save the ball? How can they be judging that? You saw the save that Pickford made right in the last minute yesterday. How do you know that he's going to make that save? You don't know that. The guy's hampering his view, and I feel a little bit upset, if I'm honest, that it's a practice. It's an interpretation by people who's never been in goal and not following the letter of the law.
Well, they have followed the letter of the law because the law The law is the law, and then you work to the directives. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I use the example with Estupiñán and Welbeck. That's what the referees do. They interpret, as I said, can he see the ball? Yes. Is Salah close to the ball? No. Has he affected the impact of the goalkeeper to save the ball? In my opinion, no. In their opinion, no.
But that's an opinion. That's an opinion. That's not following the law. I don't understand it. I'll tell you what, if I've been in that situation and he hadn't been there, I would have attacked the ball a little bit, and I will I would give myself an opportunity to maybe save the ball. He's not that far away from it if he's in the right position.
Here's the scene at Villa Park.
Position maintenant. Alors que se passe-t-il? Le buteur Hakim Ziyech est resté au sol.